Yo, what up, guys? I come bearing question. Harry Ray, Drunk Cat, Ray Ronnie. Oh, you guys are here already. What's going on, everybody? I've been hard at work on this league starter. A little bit outside the box. And this one is. But, feeling pretty good where it's at. I keep changing a few things here and there. Anyway, how's it going? Look at that. Can't even do 3.27. Very interested in poison build. Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to do a fair bit less damage than I thought because corpse life stuff there with nerfs to Desecrate I didn't take into account. So I've actually just deleted this line. We don't get a huge corpse. I don't even know what the number is going to be. But I mean, this, if you don't put anything in here, it's like giga baseline. It can only do as much or more than what it says. Yeah. And like, it doesn't even take into account things like this. Increase corpse life. It's so weird, like Path of Building doesn't have good information on this. What time zone am I in? It's Japan time, 8:35 p.m. right now. It's really trying to fit in Utula's, the body armor, where if you don't have life rolled on any other piece. But I realize I'm really going to want this belt in here. I'm really going to want it. I fear for everybody's recovery if we don't have this belt. Later on, you can get Doriani's. It's some Doriani cluster jewel. We can get Doriani cluster later on for elemental leech. But until that, probably gonna have to run this belt. Hey man, are we gonna see an update on Twister Titan? Not anytime soon. Not until we've gone the full gambit on PoE1. For corpses, if you have a Spectre raised, won't Desecrate have its corpses? No, apparently Desecrate was like giga nerfed. Nerfed in 2 ways before. It looks like we'll be doing less than half the damage I initially thought. But my initial damage estimations were through the roof, so I mean, it's probably going to be okay. What about Unearth? I can't do it. In order for Unearth to be good, you have to have additional projectiles and you have to have a whole bunch of plus levels. This might be a way to do that with, like, you know, Empower and stuff, but you can't put Empower in a league starter. You can't do that. Yeah, so I don't even fully understand this. I really need to talk to somebody who actually knows a lot about minions, because I am like so in the dark for this. These spectral corpses are now unusable for most purposes. I don't even really understand the wording on this. Corpses spawned by Desecrate and Corpse Walk skill now have a flat 15% chance to match your specters, rather than 15% chance on top of being added to the main pool of corpse varieties that can be picked from. Like, I don't really know what that means. These spectral corpses are now unusable for most purposes and can only be used by minion skills. I mean, I guess the TLDR is that you can't use this. You can't really use specters anymore. So Desecrate just defaults to corpse phase. The plus side is that I don't need to train people on how to raise Spectre and do all that nonsense. And I really, honestly, I really wasn't looking forward to trying to like figure that out and teach people how to do it. I remember it being extremely cumbersome when I did it to test this build originally before 3.25. So yeah, like I'm not even mad. It makes my job easier. The maximum level of corpses spawned is now level 20 at gem 1, unchanged, scaling up to level 80. So this now says you literally cannot, this is the second half of the nerf, you cannot spawn corpses above area level, basically tier 14. Tier 14 is max. So even when you go in like a tier 17, you're only spawning tier 14 level corpses. So that is a little unfortunate. That's like a 30 to 40% corpse life nerf or something. But based on what I'm seeing, like it's still doing, you know, it still at least performs well enough in maps. Actually, the biggest thing I'm concerned about is the scaling beyond this. I'm not really sure how to take this build and make it scale harder because you can't really. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get Unearth into the build later. I'm gonna have to because it's the only way you can really scale it. I'm not really sure how. I saw a version of the build with like Kitava's Thirst, but I don't think it's gonna be good. Is there a way to see damage at ones versus that two? I don't know what you mean. Ones versus twos. What does that mean? Stacks at maximum. 1 second versus 2 seconds. 1 second versus two? I don't really know what you mean. Or just like remove this? If you remove poisons applied recently, it's half damage, basically. If you remove that completely. Right now I'm testing the build with no wither, which is pretty funny. Dude, Toxic Rain is gonna be so comfy though. Oh my god. This line text base spell critical strike chance of spells is equal to that of main hand weapon. I want to check something. I want to actually check Ice Nova Frostbolt's damage. I want to give it. I want to like reference because I want to see how strong Detonate Dead is compared to. I don't know. Comparable elemental poison strong skill gem setup. Zontar, what are you talking about, dude? Will Tornado Shot be played in the new league? I assume so. What up, Jay White? How's it going? This is equal to that of main hand weapon. Main hand weapon. Alright, does that actually do what I think it did? Yes. What? Good. What? Oh my god. Like it doesn't work. Oh, AJ White, thanks for the resub. Alright, let's see this. Ice Nova of Frostbolt. Okay, you can only do 2 at once. Actually, I'm not. Expand up to 2. Yeah, okay, right. Okay. This skill gem has a 6% crit chance. Current bow. If I had tier 2 crit, would be. Oh. Dang it. Right. I wouldn't use that bow. Right. Use, actually, I'd use ivory. Or, well, I mean, I guess I'd use spine bow. Bow? Spine bow. Yeah. Play Ice Shot of Penetration. Okay. Cool. I've never played that before. 8.7. What? That isn't right. What? Is that right? Just been on YouTube, wanted to ask, are you going to update the Warden Freeze bow? I mean, I'll probably come out with a video just because people keep asking, but honestly, there's nothing to update. I don't think there's anything to update. Can you think of anything? The only thing is to say, hey guys, turn the camera on and say, hey guys, this build's exactly the same as last league. You just have 10% less suppress. You're suppressing 10% less damage. That's it. I don't know. I don't know what else. Okay, 8.71. Oh, okay, that does it. All right, good. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I just made a video on this. I'm gonna do some kind of. I'm definitely gonna do some kind of bow cast on crit poison assassin. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna do Detonate Dead after kind of discovering the nerfs here, but right now the next thing on the list is to check cross-reference Detonate Dead damage versus other potential poison spells. One I'm familiar with is Ice Nova of Frostbolts, which was also nerfed, but it's still a pretty strong build here. So I gotta like put this in. Gotta check this out. Cast on crit. Charge. Up to 3 modifiers. Hmm. I may just make another version of the build. Like, I may have like 2 versions, one for Detonate Dead and one for Ice Nova Frostbolt. I think that's actually what I'm probably going to do. Bugby says, why always a lame bow build? Switch it up. I do when I play PoE 2. I never play bows on PoE 2, and I only play bows on PoE 1. So yeah. And this is me switching it up. This is... Okay, I went from Elemental Hit of the Spectrum Warden with Freeze to Rain of Arrows of Saturation, Cast on Crit, Poison, Detonate, Dead of Chaining, Assassin. If that isn't switching it up, then I don't know what is. That's a wild turn in terms of bows. I mean, those 2 builds basically have nothing to do with each other, with the one exception is that you have a bow equipped in both of them. They're essentially complete opposites of one another otherwise. So I would argue that I have switched it up. Do this. Okay. 5 million. Um, I gotta consult this build here. You know where I can see a version of Cast and Crit Detonate Dead in action? There's a pre-nerf version on my channel. But I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of footage you can see in there. I do not have up-to-date quality footage. There's actually no way that I can produce footage on this because I only have footage of it pre-nerf, and now the assassin rework is so profound that I cannot even replicate it. I think I can replicate it with it doing like 20% of the damage it'll do or something like that, which is something I'm going to try to do. That's the best I'll be able to do because that's how freakishly strong the Assassin Ascendancy rework is for this build specifically. I mean, that's how you know it's kind of exciting. That all right, so this is oh, cold damage to spells. Damn, how would I even... I don't know if I can even do that. I can't recombinate that. Yeah, I hope this isn't like way more damage. Oh my god, it's gonna be way more damage than... that is a prefix. Yes, okay. Oh, it is more. But not like a lot more. Uh, should be fine. That's like so much harder to craft, it's not even funny. So I don't think it's worth gonna be worth messing with. Interesting though. Onslaught on kill. What? Okay. Special there. Nothing special here. Damning goes harmony. So yeah. Oh yeah, Serious Promise would still be useful. Okay. Wait, really? I guess. Wow. Great thing is actually hardly any difference in setting it up. Well, obviously I would put the enchant on here. Be kind of a big deal. 9.04. Ooh. Wow. Holy crit capped. Without increased crits? What? Snap. That's a free support gem. I knew that would probably be the case, but I wasn't sure. Alright. Let's see what supports I used last time. Hypothermia. Unbound ailment. They ain't using unbound ailments with this setup. So still got cruelty. Okay, yeah. Inspiration. It looks like basically just essentially the same setup except no unbound ailments. Like switch something out there. Let's see what the next best damage one. Elemental focus, yeah. I don't know if I needed. Well, I was probably trying to chill for bone chill or something. Wait, I don't know why I have the freeze. Covered it in frost. What? What was I doing? Where'd I get all that? God, it's so long since I messed with this build. Keep cooking. I'm gonna use your build. Alright, you got it. What are we looking at? I'm looking at a second variation of the build, which instead of cast on crit detonate dead would be cast on crit ice nova frostbolts. So I've already made this build for a cultist before, so this is gonna work out nicely. Like I already have like so much of the legwork already done on that. But right, okay, doing cry. So if in case somebody doesn't like the way Detonate Dead feels, they can just switch to a spell. I'll probably put Hex Blast in there as well. Hex Blast of Havoc. Maybe, I'm not sure exactly what gems are going to be best. But the funny thing is, you'll be able to use like a whole slew of possible spells with it. It's cast on crit, poison, spell damage, basically. So, I mean, just pick your spell. What do you want to use? Like, there's so many different things you could use. Planning to use Bloodline Sanity? Probably not, but if I did, one that I might use is the one with the Consecrated Ground with that, because it turns out that Bottled Faith is a very strong flask for this build. So I don't have it in the League starter because it's not it's not a league start item. You know, it's going to be however many divines, but I think it's really fallen out of favor and become weaker over time. However, because of that bloodline ascendancy, it might be increased in value. Can you link the bloodline ascendancy update thing? I don't have that window open. It'd be nice to have that open so we can look at it. I saw it earlier, but I forgot it. The night are chilled by you everything cold damage there. That's the same. Yeah, maybe I don't go down any further than this. Wait, what the hell? I didn't even see that. Oh, that's with attacks, right? Attacks, okay. Whispers of Doom. There's not a lot of great things up here. It's like really weak sauce tree, man. I remember hating this tree because it was just so bad for this build. It was hardly any synergy. When does League start? In like 3 days. 3 days and 5 hours or something like that. 6 hours? 6 hours? 7 hours? 8 hours? I don't remember. Something like that. A little over 3 days from now. This was a cool build. It was super freaking squishy though. Yeah, like what was my actual... Let me see how squishy this was. 9k doing cry. That's assuming you had those up. I guess it was still like 9k. That's not as bad as I thought. Deadly, no, I wouldn't want that. Added cold. He spiked. Wait, really? Added cold. Wait, what? I thought I had something else. Hypothermia, right. Hypothermia. Why don't I have hypothermia on the list? Because the enemy's not chilled? Must be that reason. Are we high on the list now, right? Right? Not really. Whatever. Added cold then. I mean, it is missing flat damage for sure, so okay. 44 mana. Ooh. Oof. Oof. Okay. That's already getting near the same damage. Now then. This would have been a spell suppress lucky build. I didn't do this. Yeah. I don't need to go down here. It's true. Or at least I don't need all that. I might still do this. Maybe not that. But Onslaught on Kill was a mod on the Elder Quiver, I guess. So I could save points there. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? I guess just that. Okay. Ice Nova of Frostbolts. What are we creating today? Oh, I'm. This just kind of suddenly spur of the moment. I wanted to check the DPS against spells to see what we're working with here. What damage go? Sure. I mucked it up. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I gotta figure out how I goofed it up. Oh, what's that? Wait, why is it doing more damage now? What? Hmm? That's right. That's right. Yep, 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 yep. Mystical Infusion. Oh god, I have to take. Oh right, I can't take knife in the back because I gotta take this garbage. At least I don't need the power charge on crit. God. Uh, yeah, that's like the one really bad thing about this setup. Really, maybe I'd take the same ascendancy anyway. Yeah, I probably just take the same ascendancy anyway. God, that's weird. Okay. It's the fact that you have to spend 4 ascendancy points to get over there. It's so bad. Day 5 of snoozing until Snoot God cooks a twister build. Casino Thief. Alright, I'll salute to that. Ice Nova and Frostbolts. I guess I'm gonna need to get an extra projectile. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Oh. Oops. Copy. Ice Nova of Frostbolts. B. Ice Nova of Frostbolts. I'm gonna make like 5 builds in one, guys. It's gonna be so cool. Yeah. Alright. Put that there. Oh, the loadout's ready, right? Yay! We got the loadout. Okay. I'll take my spine bow now. Alright. Is 3% flat crit worth 4 ascendancy points? Let's find out. I would lose Miss Walker too. Good lord, dude. Oh, you know the nice thing about Hex Blast of Havoc is I won't need to take the whatever node. With Chase the Assassin will be less infused toxins. With the Assassin will be less valuable for that build variant, I guess. I mean, I actually think the elusive mod's pretty strong. If you're going bow cast on crit at least. I think most people assume that you would never do that. Cast on crit bow in 2025. He has. Yes. That's right. Alright, where is it at? Here it is. Oh god, I'm afraid. Oh, Jesus. Wait, really? Dang, dude. Wow, that's a problem. God. How do I cap crit on day 2? You go the Assassin Ascendancy, which doubles your crit. Dude, I'm capping crit while wearing an item that makes you do 40% less critical strike chance. You go Assassin Ascendancy, and then which doubles your critical strike chance, and then you get a ton of global crit on the passive tree. You don't have to get any... Actually, don't need any crit on gear. I'm not using any crit on gear for that purpose. Not hard. So this bow will be crafted via Recombinator, more than likely. Quiver requires an essence if you do this, but those mods aren't that hard to hit with an essence, so yeah. The bow is actually kind of hard to hit with. Actually, I never checked essence mods on the bow. I forgot to do that. I did. Oh, well, I checked them before, like a couple years ago when I did this. I remember there wasn't anything special. Where? What the hell? Oh, here they are. Okay. So, unfortunately, spell damage and all that crap isn't gonna matter. Physical damage, lightning spells, penetrate, those. Nope. Cast level fire, 20 fire burst on hit. Doesn't have like a cooldown or something. Tornadoes. No, it's Rain of Arrows of Saturation. You don't use Tornado Shot for cast on crit. It's not nearly as good. Trigger level 20 Spectral Spirits. What? That's all garbage. Yep. Just like I remember. I think there was actually a good incursion mod, crazy enough. Wasn't there? Yeah, this one. If you could somehow get this one, 30% poison chance on hit. You couldn't fracture it either. Oh my god, you'd have to like... you could deterministically figure that out with, well... yeah, high-end craft, you could get this with power charge on crit and then like force the prefix the hard way with like a bunch of scouring orbs and stuff. Kind of roll attack modifiers. Exalt scouring orb, prefix side. That'd be pretty expensive, but not league start. There would be a way to get this on mod on there. Okay. Too bad it's a frickin' temple mod. Hate that. Alright. Oh, that's why I was doing extra damage. Wait, what? There it is. Oh my god. Alright. Okay. Ice Nova of Frost Bolts. Count 2. Wait, what if you hit... Does this like make up for this stupid thing? Probably not. Checking. Nope. You can't fracture. I'm running a Shaper modded bow. Get the 7 link. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the major bonuses to this build, doing it on bows as opposed to like something else. The Shaper prefix socketing gems are supported by level 20 cast on crit. That's not available on... I mean, that's available on weapons, but bows are the only... Like, what are you going to use? Like a two-handed melee weapon? Like, no, like, cast on crit builds are either one-handed, 3-socket melee weapons, or a bow. So, the only way to get a 7 link at league start, I mean, you could use... God, I forget the name of it. The shield that links the 6 link with the one-hand weapon. You could use that shield later on, but that's not a league start item. So it's the only way to get like league start. Actually, the Squire. The Squire kind of is the league start item these days. But you can never put a tier 0 in a league start guide. That's blasphemy. So even if it is a cheap one. And it's not going to be cheap this league because everybody's running wands. It's actually probably going to be crazy expensive because, I mean, I'm sure some people are going to be using Squire ASAP. Yeah, so I believe bows are the only archetype that can get a 7 link at league start for a cast on crit setup. And Rain of Arrows of Saturation is as good as any other skill as far as a delivery system for cast on crit. I mean, it's like, I suppose pre-nerf Splitting Steel was probably maybe better, but especially after that nerf, I don't think there's anything that's probably better than that, than Rain of Arrows of Saturation. So, I mean, Rain of Arrows of Saturation definitely better than Cyclone as far as a delivery system for a cast on crit. I'm talking about like proc rate, hit rate, trigger rates, that kind of thing. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, because I haven't actually played Cyclone, but I mean, I've seen it. I've seen Cyclone cast on crit builds. So that's one of like really cool things. One of the other really cool things about it is it's a 1-button build. Raise your hand if you like a 1-button build. Who in the chat likes 1-button builds that trigger a shit ton of other skills? Anybody? Anybody in the chat like that? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody likes that in PoE 1. That's why half the people in this chat probably hate PoE 2, is because you can't do that. Yeah, so, you know, you use your 1 button to cast Rain of Arrows of Saturation. Through the 7-link weapon, you cast on crit, valid, detonate, dead, or not valid, just detonate dead of chain reaction, which is proccing off of corpses and or desecrate, which is being fed through, that's 2 skills. Mana Forge Arrows Blast Rain, that's 3. Which is also doing Warlord's Mark, that's 4. And then you have Lionized Paws. When you attack, you get another set of Rain of Arrows, that's 5. And then that's connected to Hex Touch Triple Curses, which is 6, 7, 8. 8 skills automated from 1 attack. 8 skills. That, of course, doesn't count your honorable mention. Immortal Call, cast and damage taken is automated as well, but I mean not through your attack, but rather damage. So you're automating 8 skills by casting 1. Headhunter buffs included? No. No, I didn't even include Bisco's Leash Rampage buffs, I'll have you know. Although I actually removed Bisco's Leash, but I still kept some of the rarity. 142% rarity. Alright, I lost some rarity. I apologize. Actually, what is it with that? 42. Morning, have you heard the news yet? Nope. I haven't. You talking about bloodline ascendancies? Containment box card farming still viable? Yeah, I think so. No, I was doing it on T16s, which were way less explicit than tier 7 or tier 16.5s anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Dead Rabbit is taking your build for a second character in PoE 2. Oh, that's cool, dude. I didn't know that. Wow. Awesome. I'm honored that he would do that. Too bad I didn't show him the Titan version. That'd be so much cooler. Yeah, thanks for telling me. Well, Dead Rabbit's a pretty big name in PoE 2 right now, so. If I didn't care about the Rarity and Bisco Leash, what other belt would be better? No. Like, it's actually important. Upon further testing and revisiting this, we're not going to be able to use Bisco's Leash. I don't know why this is, but the build has a recovery problem. When you don't use it, the difference is night and day. If you have literally any elemental leech, you will recover your life to the moon constantly. This belt is the only cheap option for the only cheap good option anyway. For I think. Let me know if there's something else. So you're stuck using this belt until Oriani's something. Doriani's Lesson. There's a cluster mod. Great cluster mod. So I don't know what the cluster will be. It'll be I guess a fire cluster or something. I don't know. I haven't looked that far, but 0.2 is fine. Any amount. 0.2% of elemental damage leeches life. And then when you get that cluster, you'll unlock the belt slot, which was going to be Headhunter, obviously. So let's not kid ourselves. You're not running any other belt. Get out of here with that nonsense. Bisco's leaf against Headhunter. Come on. No, actually, real talk. Actually, this might be a Mage Blood build. This might actually be a Mage Blood build. So, a heavy sigh of sadness for that. I don't know. I haven't ran Mage Blood in like 6 leagues or something. I ran it. I did. You know what? You guys probably didn't know this. I actually used Mage Blood once. One time. One league. I used it. I don't even remember which league it was. But for my in-game build, I somehow convinced myself that Mage Blood was more suitable than Headhunter. I don't know how I did that. Must have just been ignorant or something. But yeah, I used Mage Blood. Headhunter in 3rd ring. Yeah, Headhunter triple Ventor's Gamble. Oh my god. All right. Let's get back. Wait, what? No. I messed it up. Wait, what? How? What did I do? What did I do? What happened to my damage? I changed something I wasn't supposed to change. Crit and hits there. Oh my god, dude. Is it this? See, I don't need that here. Withers there. I know what I did. Find it eventually. I somehow deleted my damage. Did I like turn off my boots or something? Nope. I guarantee you it's something retarded. It's gonna be just hiding in plain sight. Corpse explosion, not spell, corpse explosion. Wait, I think I might know. I think I know what it is. Nope, it's not that. That's 5 still. Cruelty elemental focus, yeah. It might be like poison chance or something. Hit chance, movement speed, point. Chance 100. Pinnacle, it's Guardian. Holy cow, dude, what did I do? What did I untick? All the crit and hits there. That's there. Hmm. Chance to poison 100. Crit chance 100. Dot multi 5.7. Oh, there it is. Yep, found it. This. Jesus Christ. Okay. 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 Now back to business. There's something terribly wrong with this picture. 9.04 of a skill that already has 6. Plus 3.04 to spell critical strike chance. That's flat crit. And this apparently doesn't do anything. Wait, what? It does? Oh. Oh, I did. Okay. I'm stupid. Yeah, okay, okay. Well, that's even worse. Like, how is it that bad? That's so bad. Not even close to cap. I go from 52 to 72 for 4 ascendancy points. Or, you know, I can just have this for 2 ascendancy points. What a bunch of nonsense. It's so bad. That's insane. Alright. I didn't expect this, but Mystical Infusion's absolute trash. Unless you somehow had like 20% flat crit or something. How much flat crit can you even get? Because I just gave myself 9. I guess bows are a bit weak in this regard. Like, you can't get bow flat crit to an insane number. They're one of the weaker weapon archetypes for flat crit. I suppose if I used like some kind of build enabling unique like Tangle Tongue in PoE 2 or something, might be some. Maybe there's some bow. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, enemy's gonna be chilled. Did I not have bone chill anywhere in here? Bone chill wouldn't matter, I guess. Bone chill just hit damage anyway. Starts a petition for spirits to be added in PoE 1. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me see if Bone Chill does anything. Bone Chill. No, wait, not there. Oh my god. So much lag. Here we go. Bone Chill doesn't increase my poison damage, right? Correct. Dude, PoE lag is lagging like crazy. Okay. That's absolutely garbage. Does this have any chance to freeze? 93K? Hmm. Oh, right. Elemental focus. Expect to be that bad. I think cold is. Wait, it's that much better? Dude, what? Wait, so I should be using flat added abyss jewels, I guess. What? Oh yeah, like +1 skills would matter, I guess. Much does where's Empower fall on the list? Like, Weaken Empower. Okay. Weaken Empower is down there. Actually, kind of high. What? Wait, I still have to do this. What? No. No way, dude. $51 versus 68. What? Apparently, I do need to do this. I think there's ways to increase spell crit, but I can't remember. Anyway, gonna have to do that. Okay, we're actually in a similar boat with the crit. Okay, not much to mess around with there. I mean, that's kind of nice. It's almost like 1-for-1 change. Okay. Wait, how did my damage get deleted again? Bro. Did it not just say I had like 8K or 8 million DPS? Pinnacle 2%. Okay. Actually, not even chilled, I guess. Woo! Cast on Frostbolt, yes. I mean, I'm low-key hoping this turns out worse than Detonate Dead, even on the low end, because if it doesn't, or if it does, then that means like Detonate Dead is actually goated still. Hey, quick question. I like energy shield blades. Any idea if they would work to go with poison energy shield blade? I can't help you because I actually don't know what energy shield does or energy blade. I don't even know. Never worked with that archetype at all. What did I do? 51% cruelty. Now the problem with this is I need to take 4 points here, which is fine because I would just drop all this stuff anyway. Or, I mean, well, I guess I could only drop these 4, huh? I mean, that's convenient, right? Because I need to cast 2 Frostbolts at once. It's like literally the only difference. That's it. 4 here, 4 here. 4 here, Detonate Dead. 4 here, Ice Nova Frostbolts. Okay. Okay. And instead of this, we would put Frostbolt in here. Pretty simple. There's no fire damage anywhere directly. Oh, right. Hmm. So this is gonna get deleted. Delete. Yep. E. There's promise. Feel damage. Can only do 2. Is that it? Is that all I need? Consumed a corpse recently. No. Okay. Damage seems a little bit weak. I was expecting it to be closer. Especially considering the Detonate Dead config right now is set up to like bare minimum. I feel like there's something I'm missing. I mean, hell, this is more DPS, really? This garbage glove? The crit chance here is so bad. Well, okay, like, the occultist doesn't really get with it. Wait, why is Wither not give me hardly any more damage than that? What? That's crazy. Crossbolt, greater volley. I mean, oh, well, okay. One reason is because this is set to 4 still. Okay, that's a little more fair. I mean, Cultist does get the pops. What's the Assassin Rework Ascendancy? It's this right here. All damage from hits can poison. Whole bunch of extra poison duration and more damage. 100% more crit chance. Double crit chance when the monsters are above low life. And the other point I'd be taking is elusive on crit. There's some other things there too. And we got bloodline ascendancies, but I don't think there's any bloodline ascendancy I want. I need to look at it some more, but off the top of my head, no. Okay, this build is now doing 4 million. Wait, and it had... fuel skin. 9k 9k EHP. Frostbite, nice. Actually, I should put Frostblink on my other build to get some chill. Yeah. Wait, that's doing that much damage? What? Really? Do I think it's possible to make Crit Bone Shatter Self Chill work on Assassin with the Fizz Recoup? Again, talking about an archetype, I don't know. I've never messed with Recoup before in any major way. My knowledge is highly specialized in this game. So many things I don't know. So I guess Frostbolts actually do real damage. Huh. Yeah, it actually does some real damage. Well, alright. And it would help add poison stacks a little bit. Nothing too special. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess Assassin is set up better for damage. Occultist does have some damage nodes. Yeah, I think that's about it. You just change... Oh, that's where my damage went. Ha! I didn't realize. Okay, I found the damage. Oh my god. As extra chaos, bro. That's gonna be a lot of damage. Wait, actually it's not that much. What? Wait, what? I didn't even put the right number in. Oh my god. Okay. Did they remove memory strands? No, I don't think so. I think that's a core mechanic. Maybe the memory... Wait, what was the league mechanic last time? The league mechanic was Merc, so it should be core. Memory strands. Remember, because they removed the I forgot the name of it. God, I forgot the name of everything. Einar, Alva, that stuff. They removed all of it. You know where you drop the itemized map thing, and then you're able to run a memory strand for Alva or Einar. Memory of Harvest Beast, that kind of thing. Remember that? So they removed that, and that got replaced by the core league mechanic. The core mechanic that was introduced in 3.26 is what I should say, which was memory strands. The new pinnacle bosses, which are all a joke for some reason. So 6.2 million I got it up to. I didn't even take this last time. $3.2. It's Flicker Strike. You want to do Flicker Strike Poison? I don't see the major appeal to Flicker Strike unless you're trying to do like, because Flicker Strike doesn't do any elemental damage normally, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I guess copy this up. Hex Blast of Havoc. Very curious what this might lead to. Anybody ever made Hex Blast poison build? I've never done it. Like, I've never even tested it or even pobbed it, so. Okay. Um, Double check this. It's the only one that doesn't have a internal cooldown. Seems pretty strong. Seems kind of rudimentary, simple skill. I wonder if it's even the strongest skill. Wait. What? Sir? 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 Yeah. Hex Blast of Havoc. I don't know. Apparently I... What, I have missing a space or something? Okay. Yeah, how are we looking in damage and clear speed versus that warden? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure because I don't know the situation on what the corpse life really is. I need an expert from Ghazi's community to come in here and inform me what the corpse life number should be for Desecrate. Then I can answer the question. I wouldn't be so concerned with the damage in clear. I would be a little more concerned with the scalability on it. We're going to have to pull some rabbits out of the hat to scale it properly. I'm going to have to swap it to Unearth, like level 90 Unearth. Or sorry, level 30 Unearth is what you have to get up to do real seriously high Detonate dead damage nowadays. Because Detonate Dead was nerfed in pretty big ways, but if you can get a level 30 Unearth gem with like multiple proj, then you're going to actually do real damage. Okay. Okay. Is the enemy cursed? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but... They make a link to the bloodline stuff. The bloodline leak. This would do extra damage if I can somehow spawn ads. Not gonna be worth it. I need to spawn a target dummy. Thanks, douchey. Oh, I can get an extra curse this way. Maybe. Wait, why is added cold on the top? What? Yo, what? Why? Why is added cold on the top of the list? Dude, what? In the world? Lose my mind, man. Added cold? Something's wrong with this game. Why? It already has a huge amount of flat. Oh, it's because I have the cold damage as extra. That's why. Yeah. Right. I guess I don't even know what I'd craft on that. Chaos. I need chaos damage as extra chaos damage. Lol. Cold damage is extra chaos. Hmm. Um. Wait, did that actually give real damage? Whoa. Really? That shouldn't be the case. What? Oh yeah, socketing gems would be good, I guess. This one is socketing gems. Why is flat chaos good? Must be cooked. So, this increased the poison damage? What in the world? Alright, let me see here. 6669. But I mean, it would be listed here. Yeah, okay, there's nothing going on there. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Fix. You can't benchcraft damage to spells, right? Oh, I can do +2 of socketed support gems. Wait, what? Oh, that's I barely remember anything about that. Katarina Vale, right? You can't have +2 level of gems with +1 level of gems, if I remember correctly. Physical damage. Yeah, okay. I guess it's this. Oh, socket is support gems. Okay. I'm retarded. Yeah. I didn't even forgot what it is. Talkative gems, talkative support gem. Well, that's awkward. We'll look at that later, I guess. I'm not liking the way this looks. Not liking it. Yeah, this option might be dead in the water. That does remind me. We don't want fire leech here. Do, do. Bloodline ascendancy would you be going for? Feral ascendancy hunt leader. You can have up to 5 of them, and each one grants 25% increased crit chance, 7% attack speed, and 7% cast speed. That's not all that good for this build, really, because attack speed and cast speed are not as useful for this one as most bow builds. If it was movement speed, I'd be more interested, but the crit chance is good, but I kind of already got that covered. Can you please fix the elemental hit of the spectrum build to suit the new season? Yeah, there's nothing to change, actually. I'll make some kind of video just to get some ad revenue, I guess. Just to simply announce that there's no changes. You'll have 10% reduced spell suppressed damage. That's it. I really like Assassin for self-chill with the easy element reflect. Yeah, that does seem pretty cool. The self-chill stuff. Just re-release your video and just change to 3.26. Yeah. Any bloodline ascendancy makes sense for element of the spectrum. Well, the one that was announced earlier, up above, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think there's probably anything that's gonna be better than what we're using. All the ascendancy points are extremely strong for Warden. Wait, how would I get Chaos League? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna delete these for now. I'll look into it again later. Off stream, probably. I need to like research Hex Blast of Havoc build. Maybe it just sucks. It probably just sucks. So we got Ice Nova Frostbolts, which is sitting at about half the damage as the Detonate Dead build. But that one would play with a bit more front-loaded damage. And I don't know if it'll, in terms of practical gameplay, it'll be more damage or less. I don't really know. But there was almost nothing that needed changed with that, which is pretty freaking cool. All I had to do was change Detonate Dead for Ice Nova Frostbolts. I changed elemental focus for flat cold. Added cold. Over here. The only thing I changed was Doriani's Invitation, cold variant instead of fire. All I changed was 4 points over here. And put them down here to get the extra Frostbolt projectile. Because you can then hit 2 instead of 4 from before. So that's, I mean, that's pretty simple. We technically get more proc rates because both Blast Rains and Rain of Arrows Saturation will have an additional projectile too. Be pretty marginal though, since they already have a huge projectile count. Yeah. Did anybody see my Toxic Rain leveling starter? What do you guys think? We'll do this on stream maybe tomorrow or the day after. Toxic Rain, let's go. I think it's actually going to be like freaking S tier starter. Especially because like momentum, I don't think people realize how strong momentum support is for Toxic Rain. It's uniquely well suited for that, whereas most skill gems are not, at least leveling. It's real nice because like right around this point, you hit like level 12. So the Toxic Gem is level 12. So basically you streamline Cobra Lash, Poison, Chance on Poison, Momentum, get that all locked in. There's almost nothing you're doing. You get like Frost Blink and that's it. Your items don't even matter. You just need like 2 claws. Then, I don't know, it'd be personal preference whether someone wanted to get life real quick or not. But you would want to get that pretty quick anyway because you get strength here and you get dex in here. And you're going to be needing those attributes. It's one of the strong points to the Shadow. The strongest point is you come out the gate like immediately getting like super high value points. Even better than Ranger, actually. Because Ranger gets attack speed too. This doesn't do anything for Toxic Rain, and then it does have some strong points here though, and then you start getting some attributes here. But you actually very quickly go into like a whole bunch of like non-damage nodes to try and race down and grab Onslaught real quick. You get Onslaught and phasing faster as a Ranger. But with Trickster, you get more damage immediately because you're getting like Entropy Wheel and the Fangs of Viper. That's a ton of damage right off the bat. It's really huge. The 15 life on enemy kill is also really big if you get it early in the campaign. And then the life on hit and Insta Leech is coming in faster than it would for that. And for Toxic Rain, that's really meaningful too. Especially the mana on hit. And he's still floating up to these strong wheels too. You actually get, yeah, it's really high damage oriented. But you get to some convenient points like phasing. Phasing is a big deal and you're getting it later. So, a little unfortunate, but... From here, you get more movement speed. Ranger does have a little bit more movement speed at this point. You get movement speed mastery, you get Malevolence plus haste at the same time. That's why that's there. And then you get a max frenzy charge probably faster. I'll also take Soul Siphon. Oh, I don't even know what that is. What is that? Soul Siphon. What? What? Is that a real thing? In your tree. Oh. You're talking about a skill. Soul Siphon. Oh, is it this? Wait, no. What? Oh, why? Why would you take this? Mana per enemy killed? Is that why, I guess? I don't think you need that once you get over here. Once you get the mana on hit and leech. I'm testing it at the moment. Damage is super fun. I just don't know what gem to take on the quest rewards when none are in the build. Well, you can get some Herald gem in Act 2. You take Skitterbots in Act 2. Skitterbots is what you'd use. You'd use, yeah, I think I didn't put it in there because it's just confusing on that stuff, and you replace it in Act 3 anyway. The answer is Skitterbots. I think that's it. Your last build of PoE 1, Warden Elemental Hit, will it be good? Yes. No changes. Still super, super good. Honestly, it might be better. In some sense, it's almost certainly going to be better than what I'm playing this league. At least in some context. Like, it'll outperform this build on Legion farming. Maybe breach farming too. It depends on how hard breach farming is, like how tanky the mobs are and stuff. I don't know. Yep. Yeah, anyway, from there, you just start doing the same things the Ranger would do. Getting movement speed. Oh yeah, I forgot up here you get your Tailwind Light one step ahead. Then up here you get 2 max frenzy charges, which is, dude, that's actually a lot of damage. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Then you get the real quality of life stuff like phasing, a lot of damage here, area of effect, some all res onslaught. At this point, you're definitely not gonna feel any worse off than a ranger, because the ranger tree actually looks a lot like this right at this point. I can't remember exactly what I was doing here. Purity of elements, flesh and stone. Oh yeah, I wanted to get flesh and stone in the build. Right. So needed to get these. Also reservation, this mastery is actually pretty good. Don't need the mana reservation efficiency here. To get, 116 mana with no mana on gear. So this allows you, so you swap from Malevolence. You're still running haste, but swap off of Malevolence, I think. Which Malevolence is very good for Toxic Rain. It's super good, but it's not as good as Purity of Elements will be then, and you'd still rather run haste. So it's haste, Purity of Elements, and Flesh and Stone. This is progressing through the Atlas. So at some point early in maps, you swap out of Malevolence for Purity of Elements. You're going to need that all res, Elemental Ailment Immunity. And Flesh and Stone is convenient to get. Flesh and Stone is actually going to be really good for Toxic Rain, because you actually, with the Toxic Rain, you have to stand and take some hits sometimes. And yeah, in the late Atlas section, you're beginning to get the spell suppression done, but by the late Atlas you have it done. This is at least with a phasing or on full life, so it's basically done, spell suppressed. And a little bit of extra damage. And this is 6 levels below, so that's level 88. So 88, you hit fairly quickly. Leveling slows down in the late 80s to early 90s. So, Detonate dead at 93 currently. Especially without needing to raise Spectres. By 93, it's just basically a matter of if you got your... As far as the swap, really, it's... All you have to do is basically make this bow. And the quiver, and you can run the unique flask to make up for it if you need to, but this is just going to be a recombinate, so you have to have the recombinator up. I know the chance is at least 20%, but somebody in my community recombinated this, and they had a 20% chance, one of them being tier 1 mod. So it would be at least a 20% chance. It's probably like 30% success rate, double tier 2. You can reforge influence if you have to. Roll these mods on there. You would alt slam these in. It would the item would be magic, and you'd have to regal. Hope for suffix regal, and that way you can craft it random suffix. Prefix regal you might have to settle or null. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be really easy to craft. Obviously, it costs 2 divine orbs minimum. Dude, I love you, bro. I was searching on YouTube for assassin builds every day. Dude, that's cool. Is there nothing? Nobody's showing up? There's no builds? Let me see some other... Oh my god. Right now, there's no... What? There's no assassin builds? Genetic, yeah, no, to answer your question, the build's fine. I'll make a YouTube video. It'll be my next YouTube video, probably. Elemental hits the spectrum. A-okay, no changes needed. 10% reduced spell suppress. On account of the global nerf, that's it. It's in very good shape. And y'all should know it can do more than what most people think it can do at League Start. Because, yeah. And here, you guys want some secret information? The big mic drop moment for that video. Get this, a week after League Start. Okay, you all remember there was a bunch of drama between me and Fubgun about what bows were capable of doing at League Start. He's a racer, I'm not, so I'm not going to beat him at the League Start process, like day 1 especially. It's just not going to happen. So in terms of like competitive side of things, you know, I'm going to lose that race. There's somebody out there who is of racer status, who League started day 1 Warden Elemental Hit Spectrum. Not my exact build, but he League started Warden Elemental Hit Spectrum with, you know, Oath of Spring, Oath of Winter at the very least. This player was apparently farming Fortress Boss day 1. Day 1. Farming it. That's what he said. I have no reason not to believe him. Anyone want to take a guess who this player was? I was doing it day 2, which is a lot slower than day 1. Now, the criteria to be qualified as a good build, you need to be doing it by day 2, day 3, according to, you know, somebody. But how about day 1? Because you can do Elemental Hit Spectrum. Yeah, okay, Zushi, you remember, yes. The person in question is Pro Plays. And I am going to give him the world's biggest shout out in that video. Because that guy truly is the #1 PoE blaster right now. He farmed 100 mirrors last league. He dropped over 20 mirrors, at least, dropped. That's how hard he grinded. Truly the MVP. Beat everybody, myself included, of course. He played all league long, and he deserved more views than anybody, I would say. He has a YouTube channel too. It looks pretty good. You can see he talks about farming 100 mirrors. So that guy's going to get a massive shout out for, at the very least, informing me that he was farming Fortress Boss on essentially the same league starter I'm running. I would guess it was a worse version of the Elemental Hit Spectrum, but he is a damn good player, so maybe he made a better version. I don't know what it was. His name's Pro Plays. Look up Pro Plays on Twitch or YouTube. He always group played to increase drop. He did do a fair bit of duo, but he did solo as well. A lot of people did group play last league, or duo play with the Blight farming and stuff anyway. Not myself, but yeah. I don't think the fact that he did duo for a fair bit of it takes much away from what he accomplished last league. I mean, like, Kobe Black Mamba used to do a lot of duo as well. In some leagues, I remember. Yeah, anyway. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to have so much fun league starting or leveling as Toxic Rain again. Oh my god. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Is ProPlay streaming? Has he been streaming at all? Will you get Elusive first? No. Leveling is Trickster. You gotta go Trickster. Toxic Rain doesn't get anything out of the Assassin tree except for the Elusive, maybe. I'm not even scaling crit, though. So you get first Ascendancy is Trickster, you go one step ahead. Trickster is, honestly, right now, Trickster is probably the best Toxic Rain Ascendancy in the game. Because people would always debate between Champion and... what the hell was it called? The Warden before the Warden? God, why am I forgetting? Ah? What was the Ascendancy? The Ranger Ascendancy before Warden. They replaced. Why am I forgetting this? Raider. Oh god, yeah. Oh, yeah, Raider. Yeah, people debated between Raider. So the quintessential Toxic Rain Ascendancy, you could probably argue, was Raider, which was super generic. But, I mean, there's almost nothing Toxic Rain scales with. Except like % more damage multiplier straight up, which is not many ascendancy points. Like Pathfinder is not very good for Toxic Rain. People would do it, but like for what? Extra flasks? I mean, you're not getting any poison value out of it. For the Wither, right? Okay, my bad. Let me correct myself. Pathfinder was amazing for Toxic Rain back in the day because of Wither. Now you don't need it, though. You do not need Wither because of the Transfigured Gem. Basically, when they came out with this Transfigured Gem, it nullified the Pathfinder. Essentially nullified it. Toxic Rain of Withering. And you don't have to use it as a main damage source. Actually, what is the difference between these two? This is base cast damage per second. Wait, what? Is there any difference? Hold on. Toxic Rain is like grasping vines that slows enemies down, which is really convenient. 50 to 72 of base. It's probably a lower number here. No, it's 50 to 72 of base. 8 to 238. 8 to 238. 5 arrows. Base duration 1 second. 40 seconds. 5. Okay, base duration 0.4 seconds. So it lasts shorter. Oh, okay. So you'll get more damage. You get more damage for longer with Toxic Rain because it stalls the... Because, like, increased duration is good for it up to a certain point. Although, if you're doing, like, super easy content and you want to get that damage out immediately, Toxic Rain of Withering is actually probably better. Crazy enough. But each Spore Pod applies 5% less movement speed. So basically, yeah, regular Toxic Rain gets a little bit slower ramp up. Quite a bit more damage once it has ramped up. And slows enemies by 30%. Toxic Rain of Withering is more immediate, less damage, quicker ramp up. Puts a Wither debuff on nearby enemies. Now, the Wither debuff is king here. The thing is, you don't have to worry about it because you can just use Toxic Rain of Withering on the Ballista setup. Focus Ballista setup. I might be smart while leveling to use 2 of them. Actually, maybe. Yeah, probably smart to use 2 of them. But you don't really have to. You also actually have a long duration effect. A lot of skill effect duration. So let's see, like, during Atlas progression when damage actually starts to matter. What is my skill effect duration? Where's that stat anyway? It's not gonna have. Is it gonna have wither length? Does it say anything about wither here? Attack time? 1, 2. Oh, dude, that's gonna be so good. The action speed. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be amazing, dude. This is actually gonna be so strong. It's gonna be ridiculous. This trickster toxic rainbow. I'm probably not even gonna want to swap out of it. I mean, I will, but skill duration. Oh, there it is. X 1.44. Oh, 1.44. Okay. 1.44. So yeah, and then this is the same. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I see what's coming from. Efficacy, entropy, and Hunter's Gambit. Okay, 1.44. Okay, Wither is gonna last 2.8 seconds, not 2. And you're gonna have overlapping pod rate at like 4 here. Actually, it's gonna be even better. It's gonna be 5 with conc effect. Conc effect will be 5. Single target. So let me look at the attack rate on this again. So to get the attack rate, I actually gotta look at regular toxic rain. Attack rate, attack time, 0.14. Dude, what? That's so insane. Because of momentum? Oh my god. 0.14. What? That's 7 attacks per second with Quill Rain, okay? You're obviously going to have Quill Rain. That's also a big kicker. Quill Rain is way more damage than any other bow because you actually get enough attacks to float Wither up to cap very quickly. With a Focus Ballista setup, 7 attacks per second. That's... Okay, that's the equivalent of 100 Withered stacks. With full overlap. This build, if you were just standing still and shooting, you get 100 Wither stacks. It caps at 15. So there's no question whatsoever that you're not going to have full capped Withered off of that Focus Ballista setup. The only... Oh wait, what am I saying? Sorry, I forgot. Focus Ballista, you can get up to 5. My bad, I forgot. Sorry, 500 Wither stacks active before they expire. So hypothetically, 500 Wither stacks. Let's say 400 for the sake of argument for the overlap. 400 Wither stacks. I should probably make a separate video on this. So you don't need Toxic Rain of Withering on the main, except for the fact that, like, when you're running maps, you wouldn't get any of it because you're not putting Ballista down. The second you actually care about your damage, you put Ballistas down and you just nuke them, and you're getting, let's see, 400 divided by 15. Okay, you're getting 26 times the amount of Wither uptime than you need. 26 times more Withered uptime than you need. So suffice to say, if you just completely forget to put down half of your totems and you like lollygagging around, running around and stuff, you're still going to have full Wither uptime. But yeah, in perfect combat scenarios, you have 26, at least 26x the Wither uptime that you need. For full stacks, 26x full stacks, not 1 stack. By the way, Snook, could you add on the notes what core items, gems, levels you would need before you make the swap to DD Assassin? Yeah, I will make some stuff on the notes and things. I'll do that at some point. Work 85 from YouTube. Thank you for the answer video you made. The question I just want to ask you how long thing play Deadeye before we swap to Warden. Another question. You should do it the 3rd or 4th Ascendancy. You can naturally just swap over either at the 3rd or 4th. I swap at the 3rd. So the 3rd Ascendancy, the 3rd lab, I made the swap. You don't do it earlier than the 3rd though. You shouldn't. You should at least do 2 full labs. Do at least 3 full lab with Deadeye. So basically, you should complete the campaign on Deadeye. You take all 3 full, then respec? Well, no. On the 3rd one, no. You have 2. You've done 2 ascendancies. You're doing the 3rd one, and on the 3rd one you swap. Six frenzy charges, bro. 438,000 DPS is actually pretty respectable. At what, like level 70 or something? $75, I guess. 438k at 75. Not bad. Wither is double damage almost. Level 75 is white yellow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, tier 16 is level 83. Or 84, so... Yep. Yes, that's right, Travis Barker, yeah. Yes, you got it. Oops, I had that wrong. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. Oh, 438,000. That's against a standard boss, by the way. Against a no boss, it's more. The reason why it's, well, actually, no. I would have... Okay, so here's a tricky thing. When you're progressing through the campaign, you're going to want this link right here. See this link? This is going to be a really powerful link. You should definitely have a link like this. Frenzy, Mana, Forge Arrows, Hex, Touch, Despair. You do not want to be hard casting Despair or something like that. And for Toxic Rain, there is no mark that can possibly compete with the power Despair gives. For that. I mean, you can see it's giving a lot of damage from like 51 to 60. Okay. The first priority is Quill Rain, although Hiri's Bite should come in really quick and easy as well. Foxshade and Carnage Heart are luxury pieces, but I mean, you might as well get them because they're going to be cheap. Actually, I think Foxshade is really good for Toxic Rain. Because, like, you'll get knocked out of full life sometimes, but you spend a lot of time on full life, and you're doing a lot of running, too. 30% increased movement speed while on full life. All that evasion, too. It's a really good body armor. Now, later on, you get Anathema. So, the first sort of high tier item you get is Anathema. So, early on in day one, Anathema is kind of expensive. It's probably like a... Well, I think it's like a 30C item or something. Maybe. It's less than Barracks Respite. It's not as bad as that, but it's something. Let's see here. Actually, I don't think I can check how much it cost on day one. Can I see the price of it on day one? Where do I go to see that? I don't even know. Click the square. Oh, okay, here it is. 21C. So it topped out at 21C day one. It's 25C day two. And then it went up a little bit to, I guess, like 60, 80. Yeah, so I'm right. It's a 20 to 30C item in the first couple days of the league. Unless there's some crazy new, a whole bunch of curse builds that come out. Now the reason why it's always at least a little bit expensive is because all the group players will have a curse bot and they need to wear this ring. So the ring does get sucked out of the economy quite a bit. But it's not that rare. What? Actually, I want to see what it is. Oh, it is a little more rare. I was expecting tier 3. Okay, it's a tier 2. The Barracks Respite is tier 3. It is actually rarer than I thought. Tier 2. Okay. Well, fortunately, it's like 10 times less desirable than Barracks Respite on day one. So might be a little bit rough to get it in Atlas progression. I don't know. At any rate, there's not really much point in going Lionized Paws until you get it, and you can just keep running Despair, and then you don't use this link if you can't get it. Punishment and Enfeeble, you just continue running Despair. I want to put it in there though, because it's still like it's still like a really good setup. It's gonna be really strong defensively, offensively. Enfeeble plus punishment for Debilitate is gonna give you a ton of tankiness at that point in the game. Let's see what Barracks Respite was on this list. I think it's like a 50 to 100C item on day one. No, wow, it's cheaper than it. I guess Slams didn't want this at all for their builds. Huh. Cheaper than I thought. This is a lie. It's not really 10. It would have been higher than even day 2, I would think. This must have been like the first sale of the day or something. It should be like, yeah, I think it's like a 50C plus. I subscribe. Why no appear? What's up, Travis Barker? Thanks for the sub. That's because I'm not in the chat mode with the game mode open. I don't have the game mode open right now. Yeah, anyway, looking good. Next time I stream, I'll probably stream practice from Toxic Rain a bit. Something like that. You've done a great job and deserve it. Well, thanks. Yeah, we got a fun league starter coming out for sure. For sure. Tomorrow morning I'll record the video for Elemental Hit the Spectrum Warden update. I guess after that I'll try to make the real build guide video. Some kind of polished guide video. By the way, are there any pro minion players in the chat? right now? Anybody know much about corpses and Desecrate gem and the nerf that took place in 3.25 and how much enemy corpse life they actually have with Desecrate gem? I don't know the answer. Try shooting up Gazzy. How do I contact him? Is he streaming right now? I have to check him out when he's streaming. No? Oof. Oof. I guess I was pleasantly surprised at from what I remember, the bronze statues from Act 3 and Kitava Heralds from Act 5. Yeah, there's no point in doing that anymore though, because they stripped they nerfed the gem by stripping that mechanism out. I want to tell you something. I always try to play bow. Is my favorite, and I play since beta. I never get far more than the yellow tier, but after I try your build last thing, I done everything. So thank you so much. Wow, that's good. I mean, that's a hell of a compliment. Enabled, build enabled. Right on. Get a true bow Andy. Refused to play the tanky build to beat the game. Would only settle for bows. Bows. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I love tinkering around with it, messing with it. Recently, I added these in here. And I removed these because I'm going to settle and figure you guys should probably just get a few tattoos. And with one avoidance stun tattoo, you got perfect stun avoidance. Look at that. So I did have stun recovery on there, but honestly, it's better. In maps, like it doesn't matter that much for bosses, but in maps, if you want to get stun immune. Have you tried progression run for Detonate? I mean, I'm probably not going to go that far. I'm not going to have time to do that hard of a progression run. I'll level as Toxic Rain, probably do like an Act 10 run or something, but just to remind myself. But I mean, I already know that's going to be incredibly smooth. It's not that complicated. Again, I'm not a racer, so. The Oshabi Ascendancy gives adrenaline on max rage. This should not remove the rage when adrenaline is still running, correct? Because Death Rush on kill, adrenaline doesn't refresh it. You think there's a chance it would remove the rage non-stop without refreshing adrenaline? I don't know. It does remind me though. Let's take a look. What we working with? 25% increase Warcry speed. Blech. 25% increased attack speed per minion up to a maximum of 80. Minions have deal blah blah blah. Okay. Maximum number of raised specters is 1. Minions have 25% increased maximum life. If this said corpses have 25% increased maximum life, I might take it. Raised beast specters have Feral's Ferric presence. What does that even mean? I think we don't even know what that is. Trigger level 20 Spectral Tiger on critical strike. Somebody said that gives you a lot of attack speed. And crit chance. Here's one that I'm kind of interested in, actually. Create Profane Ground instead of Consecrated Ground. Profane Ground you create inflicts malediction on enemies. Profane Ground you create also affects you and your allies. Actually, didn't catch that part. Granting chaotic might. Chaotic might is just fizzes extra chaos, which unfortunately doesn't do anything for me. That is good for poison tornado shot. This would actually be really good with poison tornado shot, I think. But this would be with a bottled faith, I suppose, for us builds here. I saw a lot of people were running this. Herald skills have 20% more buff effect for every 1% of maximum mana they reserve. Herald skills and minions from Herald skills deal 1% more damage for every 1% maximum life. Those skills reserve. Cool. Could be good for poison, but I don't think so. It says what it is right out under it. Oh. I didn't see that. Feral's Ferric Presence is an aura that grants 80% increased action or accuracy rating on action speed. 120% critical strike chance and take no damage from crit hits. Grants 100% increased damage regen and cannot be stunned. Ooh. Always grants 20% attack speed and movement speed. Prevents action speed from being lowered below base value. Oh. Free aura, no reservation needed. This is actually pretty cool. It's insane. It's like Avatar Fire, except for Chaos. That's pretty dope, actually. I mean, it's an anti-synergy with the Assassin, but it's pretty cool. Manic Episodes. Grant level 1 Embrace Madness skill. Touch to debuff. Whoa! Saw Palstrom made a video about schizophrenic disassociation. Take 40% less damage from hits. 4 seconds after each hit you take, lose life equal to 40% of the damage taken from that hit. Non-cluster jewels socketed in your passive skill tree have no effect. I'm going to assume that you can still socket non-cluster jewels inside cluster jewels and they work. Grants a level 20 Misty Reflection skill. Dash backwards. Well, 30% increased damage and 30% less damage. It's kind of big. In the notes you say to swap elemental hit of the spectrum in Act 6, but it will be expensive in Day 1. When you take the second lab as a Deadeye, you still go with Rain of Arrows, or do you go LA? Probably still just keep you doing Rain of Arrows and not take the extra projectile wheel, because around that time you get your 2 additional projectiles in the passive tree. So that's why you want to make the swap there if possible. I would just continue running without those points and waiting and farm up currency through the league mechanic or chaos recipe if nothing else. I don't think Elemental Hit of the Spectrum is going to be expensive this league, just like it wasn't last league. People are not treating this like a bow league. Sure, if I was 20 times more popular than I am, it would be, but it's not going to be that expensive. It was pretty cheap last league. I think I got it for like 2 chaos or something. 2 or 4, I can't remember. And I logged in like hours after the fact. Minions deal 15% more damage while they're on low life. Minions cannot be killed, but die 6 seconds after being reduced to 1 life. 24 chaos. You must have been like 2 days late or something. It wasn't that expensive on like first half of day 1. I guarantee it wasn't. The market was flooded with them. I could be it could be a little bit more expensive than what I'm saying, but it's not much more. I remember there being a weird spike in like day 2 or day 3 when a bunch of people wanted to swap to that build, like after the fact, because they hated slams. That's what happened on day 1. People discovered they hated slams, so then they swapped to bows. Second lab doesn't benefit Rain of Arrows. Yeah, it does. Second lab is far shot. The far shot does benefit off Rain of Arrows, yeah. If you shoot an enemy from far away with Rain of Arrows, you get the bonus. Old Bloodline. Increased charge duration. Why? Precursors release. Action speed cannot be modified below base value if you have equipped boots with no socketed gems. Oh, that's so goofy. Oh, shit. It's good for like... This would be good for League Star, but you're not going to have it during League Star. Get wrecked. I don't understand why this is... The bonuses are way too bad. Grace has 50% increased aura effect while you have no frenzy charges. Hatred has 50% increased aura effect while you're at maximum frenzy charges. That's so... Ugh. I love it thematically, but it's just so bad. Other Bloodline. Ward? I don't even know how Ward works. So if not expensive, I buy and swap after the +2. No, you don't farm lab. You like... Just do the chaos recipe if nothing else. Between the league mechanic and the option of the chaos recipe, you can definitely farm like... Oh yeah, and don't blow a bunch of chromatic orbs through the campaign. You'll have like 50 to 100 chromatic orbs early in the Atlas, which you can liquidate for like 20C or something. Yup. All right, so any thoughts on Ice Nova Frost Bolts? I guess there's no real advantage to it. Ice Nova Frostbolt, dude. This was set to 8, an integer of 8. But I had a commenter make a good point that because I'm not using Spell Cascade, you're not likely going to get... Because Desecrate... It says here... spawns 5 corpses. But Rain of Arrows, Detonate Dead Chain Reaction here, of Chain Reaction, it destroys up to 8 corpses. So it's destroying 3 more corpses than Desecrate spawning. So it's gonna be closer to 5 if they're proccing at the same rate. It's more realistic that you're not going to get full value out of that unless I did Spell Cascade, but I can't. Well, I mean, I can. I'd have to drop the Warlord's Mark and then change somehow, you know, well, I change this to frenzy charge on crit, and have to figure out the resistances, which wouldn't be that hard. I just have to drop a rarity roll here to get more res. And I would do that, except that only matters like single target bossing. Like, it doesn't matter for maps because you're gonna have corpses everywhere because you're killing enemies everywhere. So it's better to just do it this way. And Warlord's Mark is really, really solid defense. Do you choose this as your league starter yet? Yeah. Yeah, I basically chosen it. Essentially, I got the last thing I wanted to check before I made the decision. Is like check another decent cast on crit spell setup, which is Ice Nova Frostbolts. I also checked Hex Blast of Havoc, which was apparently terrible. But that's partially because it doesn't synergize well with Assassin. Ice Nova Frostbolt should have been one of the better options here, especially for the Mana Forge Arrow double cast on crit setup, because one of the strengths to bow is being able to also, you know, proc Desecrate and or Frostbolt in a separate link very conveniently, unlike most builds. So those two versions are extra strong with the bow cast on crit setup. I still don't know how I'm gonna scale this. It's gonna have to be a high level unearth gem. It has to be that. Now we can get up to +4 levels with a perfectly corrupted body armor. Because if you get +2 prog, +2 AoE gems, that's actually +4 to unearth. You can probably bank on getting +2 on these cheap unique body armors. Like Doppelganger. I might use a different body armor too, I don't know. Later on it'll be Cluster Jewel setup. I'll be able to wear Headhunter or Mage Blood or whatever instead of this belt. So I can count on +2 there. We'll have +1 from the gem levels. +3 will be easy to get. Don't you want Unearth and Asena's Chant? No, I'm not doing the Asena's Chant route. I decided not to do that route. It was originally the way I set it up before. And actually, you know, you might be right. That might be the way to do it. Now that I think about it, that's a good suggestion because you can link it. Yeah, link it to. Yeah, link it to Unearth. Okay, so you have Unearth, Empower, level 4 Empower, level 4 Enhance, and multiple projectiles support. No, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. Damn. That's probably the way to go. Now, what does that mean for the curses, though? Well, here's the problem, though. Get a +4 Zenith? Like, what? +4 Zenith? Oh, wait. What? Wait a minute. What are the corruption options for the helmet? What? You can't get plus gem levels on the helmet, right? Am I cooked here? What the hell? Oh, you can. Oh, wow. Okay. Wait a minute. +4 is actually reasonable because you... Wait, there's all kinds of tags there. Yeah, this scaling's gonna work. It's gonna work. I don't know how I'm gonna get... I don't know if I'm gonna have to drop the boots. I guess I have to drop the boots. I'm gonna have to drop the curses too. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the curses. I'm gonna have to shuffle things around. Cause that only opens up one gem slot in the... Just make a mirror tier plus levels. Rare helm. No, I needed a Cena's chant to proc on a cast. It's not gonna proc as fast as... Here's the thing though, that will not proc as fast as cast on crit. And I can't do cast on crit through the rain of arrows and the boots. That proc rate's gonna be a lot slower. It's gonna be a lot slower. Maloney mechanism with cast on crit curse setup? Wait a minute, I forgot about Maloney's. But you can't get plus gem levels on the quiver, right? This says +1. This is 1 second. Look, here's the problem, guys. The internal cooldown matters a lot. Like, cast on crit is like potentially 5 procs per second. You got to compete with that. Like, I don't necessarily have to have a setup that procs that quickly, but it needs to be close. The Cena's chant is kind of close. You can get up to 3 procs per second, but it also means you have to actually attack 3 times a second, which is... The build's not set to do that. It can't even attack twice a second, I don't think. Like, maybe twice a second. The build is designed for you to attack, like, once every 2 seconds. And you get to proc up to, like, 10 times for doing that. It's more like once a second, really. Mana Forge arrows. I can obviously, in the deep end game, I can drop the mark. I don't have that mark. But I still don't know how I would do this. Is there a body armor that I can, like, get socketed gems or supported by whatever? What skill's being used? Right now it's Blast Rain. Well, it's Rain of Arrows with Saturation for the main gem. It's Blast Rain here. The reason is because I can't use double Rain of Arrows because I already have Rain of Arrows on the boot setup, which bricks a cast on crit Rain of Arrows setup for some stupid reason, but yeah. So if I somehow got away from Life Tap and Warlord's Mark, which not very likely, that would open up, it would be, you know, Mana Forge arrows, skill, which is Blast Rain. Yeah, I know. Unearth is going to give, like, 5 to 10 times more life than corpses from Desecrate, so, you know, I do want to pursue that. But there's no way to get it in early on, so it's not going to be that way for League Start. Because you're talking about, like, specialized corruptions or empower supports and things. Blast Rain, Maniforge Arrows, Cast on Grit. 3 of my gem slots are deleted. So I only have 3 to work with. One of them is going to be the skill gem. So I really only have 2 free gem slots. One of them needs to be... One of them really needs to be a multiple projectile support. I suppose I could settle for just 2 and use multi-shot? Maybe? And then I would have, like... Well, you want Empower and Enhance, but... I probably have to use... I basically have to use Life Tap support in here, because there's no way to make this Mana Forge setup on the other side cost enough. Or, sorry, not Mana Forge, the initial one. So, if I don't use Life Tap, then I need to have this Rain of Arrows of Saturation cost a ton of mana. Which, I mean, it just doesn't, really. Well, I can remove Inspiration. I could remove Inspiration, that would help. I disconnected all these things. Yeah, I mean, okay, here, let me see what the next best thing is. How much I can make this cost. Hold on, let me save. Inspiration's a very good gem here, but, you know, I could do without it. I could figure it out. Swift Affliction. Looks like Vile Toxins would be better. I don't even see Swift Affliction. Well, yeah, maybe Swift Affliction is best because it's getting knocked down because of the less poison duration. It does add to the cost. It has a high multiplier too. Okay, so I was able to make it cost 28. Detonate Dead costs 99 though. Wait, if Detonate Dead costs 99, I might as well just use Katava's Thirst. What? How did I make it cost that much? That's crazy. Level 21 Detonate costs 102. Wait, can't I just use Katava's Thirst then? Because the proc rate's 50%, and it would have half the proc rate as Detonate Dead of Chaining. That's probably going to be smarter. Guys, I didn't expect this at all. I just made this cost 102 mana. Which means I'm going to have like 200 mana plus. So, I mean, I'll probably just drop... What would I drop? Keep haste and... Or not haste. What am I using? Again, purity of elements. I mean, I can probably drop purity of elements at some point. Maybe. Actually, no, probably not. If I take Kitava's Thirst, I'm going to be hurting on more resistances. What I'd probably do is I'd drop Anathema and only go with like Whispers of Doom for 2 curses rather than I'll probably drop the Mark and Anathema and go double curse effect. So I'll run like Temp Chains and Despair. We'll go more Glass Cannon, I guess, later on with like Mage Blood or something. Maybe I don't know exactly. Close range, but Corpse Walker. Nah, I don't want to. I looked into Corpse Walker already, but I appreciate the suggestions. Really did not expect that. Wow, this seems to be the ticket. All right, so Kitava's Thirst would have. Again, I mean, I was kind of enthusiastic about Asena's Chant, but not because the proc rate would be too slow. But with Kitava's Thirst, I can see it here. Chance to trigger socketed spells when you spend at least 100 mana on an instant cost to use or trigger a skill with a 0.1 second cooldown. Alright, 0.1 second cooldown is meaningless for Mana Force, or for Cast on Crit. So I would not need the Mana Forge arrows, I would not need the skill, and I would not need Cast on Crit. Which, like I said, best case scenario would have been 3 gem slots for free. Three gem slots available in a 6-link. However, here I got 4 gem slots available on a 4-link. Unfortunately, there's no evasion, but at least there's something here. No resistances or nothing. Hundred mana must be spent all at once. There's nothing that reduces mana cost of skills, I don't think, in the middle of a map. I'm gonna have to basically drop an aura or something to do that. Actually, how am I gonna get the mana return? Because I'm gonna have to have way more mana recovery. I don't know where I'm gonna get the mana recovery. Is there any way to get fire damage leached as mana? Or elemental damage leached as mana? Because that would do it. It's gonna take something like that. Snoo, I was gonna run Gazi's Spectre build, but I saw you cast a crit poison DD build, and now I'm probably running this build. Dang you. -1 for Gazi. Oh no. Hey man, anytime a bow blaster can steal one from the minion players, I mean it's like the biggest moral victory. Yeah. Nah, I can't talk shit about Gazi because I need his help actually right now. I would have to get his help on this. How much corpse life does the monster have? So we could run Katava's Thirst with +2 at least. There is no +1 gems on helmet. There could be +2 or +4. Let's say it's +2. So you'd have 2 from the helmet corruption. You have 1 from the gem. Okay, it needs to be level 30, preferably. As long as it's at least like 25, it's probably worth using. And Empower is +3, right? +3 for level 4 Empower. So that would be 26. You would get Enhance in there, and then multiple proj, I guess. Probably. I'm not sure what else to do. I mean, you could use a different amulet, potentially. We could use the +3 on the Earth amulet. It's probably expensive. That'd be 29. That would be worth giving up that crit multi-roll for that, I think. Also, there's well, no, there's the Searing Exarch amulet is +1. That'd be 27. Where else do I get skill gem levels? Anybody know? 29 if it's a +4, but 27 if it's +2. Are there any support gems that give plus gem levels to minions? On Earth is level 26 is like 40k versus 30 is 86k. No, +2 corruption will be easy. I already factored that in. Gem level is 1, +2 corruption is 3. Empower 4 is 6. +1 on amulet is 7. You get up to 3 more. Somewhere. Check some build, I guess. It is a common amulet. It's probably not that hard to get +4, yeah. Yeah, and the beginning of the build starts with like 10k or something. Actually, I think it's more than that, but I don't know what it actually is. Ultimate Messiah. What? Honor Home. Cast, win, stunned, support. Oh my god. Stunning themselves? Bruh. Bruh. That's kind of interesting. Cast and stunned. I guess that's a pretty strong build. Wait, I didn't even check to see where they're getting levels. Alright, so... Wait, how does he get +2 socketing gems? Wait, +2 socketing gems is a corruption? I didn't even know that. What? +2 stocking gems. Oh, it's Glimpse of Chaos. Oh, wait. Okay, so the Empower level is fucking what? So the Empower it's a level 8 Empower. This is a level 8 Empower. Wait, I forgot +1 socketed gems. Yeah, on Oh, wait. What's I think I forgot about this. These drops again. Apparently I forgot where the damn drop is. I can't remember the name. Eater of World. What's a +1 amulet with? Is it here? Ashes of the Stars. Jesus Christ, I couldn't remember what it is. Okay, it's just skill gems. I thought for a second it was all gems. +1 level of all skill gems. It is good for Unearth because the quality is huge. Actually huge. Quality. So, I mean, it's still good. Let me actually see what the quality for my other skills is. Just see what I'm working on here. Well, radius is alright. That's pretty good. Plus arrows, nice. Wow, that's a lot of extra crit chance quality there. Elemental damage, okay, good. Good. Cruelty, that sucks. And that's good, okay. It's not bad. Purity of Elements quality is super strong. Despair quality is super strong too. Increased curse effect. Yeah. No, Desecrate doesn't get any corpse life benefits from level anymore. It caps out at area level 80. It doesn't go any higher. So level 20 gem is as high as it goes. Like even corrupting to a level 21 gem doesn't do anything. Apparently, for like the purpose of this build, unless you're doing like actual Raise Spectre build or something. I don't know the exact thing on this, but that's what I've kind of learned today. I had to learn a lot today about Desecrate. So the only way to really scale Detonate Dead now in the endgame is through Unearth. It has to be Unearth, I guess. I'm still concerned about the mana recovery. There are other Kitava Thirst builds. Maybe I can look up Kitava Thirst builds. This is pretty sick though, dude. Like, I can't do this because I need a different helmet. I mean, I could do a +2 Kitava Thirst, I guess, if that exists. I mean, I can just get +4 anyway. Well, you'd want +2 for Enhance, if nothing else. Oh, shit. There is no build. Wait, what? How? Detonate Dead Unearth? There's no Kitava Thirst Detonate Dead Unearth builds? That can't be right. How can there be 0? I saw a build guide for this somewhere in like 3.25. Let me check a different snapshot, I guess. Wow. One player. How to craft the +1 arrow bow you have early leveling? There is no +1 arrow bow. Oh my god, he put Detonate Dead in here? This isn't even real. Not even a real build. Why is it Greater Volley in Detonate Dead? Wait, is that Link? That doesn't Link. Additional arrow? Oh yeah, what? I don't know. I don't know. If I remember correctly, I don't think you have to have an additional arrow. That's just there, like, in case you get fractured, I guess. If you can get a fractured bow. +1 fractured bow isn't that expensive on that base. Corpse clearing for maps. Oh my god, dude. Not even a real build, dude. Dude. How do I get the mana back, dude? I tried it. It's a little bit annoying, as when you use Detonate Dead, if there is no corpse, there is no usage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't think of that. I can't jumpstart the sequence without it. Shit. Okay. All right. Well, it's a puzzle to solve. We'll solve the puzzle. Don't worry, guys. Honestly, it'll probably be in the body armor. It'll probably just be in the body armor. Because I can at the very least fit Empower in there some way. Minus mana cost, what? Okay. Rain of Arrows of Saturation is... I mean, this is goofy. You know what I can do? I can wear different boots, and I can put all the hexes in the helmet. I could put all the hexes in the helmet. Automate all the hexes with Katava Thirst. Yo, full hex power? Those would be maxed powered hexes. I don't know how I'd afford it mana-wise, but... The way I'm reading it, Desecrate is not hard capped. 21, Corpse 81. No. It's hard capped. I can show you. Bond Corpse level matches the area level up to a maximum of level 20 to 80. It's because it says maximum there. Spawn corpses are level 10 to 70. See, the word maximum's not in there on Unearth, but it is. This is maximum level 80 area. Yeah, I've seen its mark for low proc rate, though. It's kind of problematic. The maximum level of corpses spawned is now level 20 at gem level 1, scaling up to level 80 at gem level 20. Previously 100. See, 100 was the actual maximum number before. Now it is 80. Area level 80. You cannot go higher than that. So that's why Desecrate is kind of lame. So it's convenient, easy to set up. Now there's nothing to do in terms of setting it up. Like, you don't need to farm specters or nothing. So for the sake of League start, it'll be stupid simple, at least. The build just got like 3 times easier to execute because of this change. So I'm at least happy about that. It's just unfortunate that this effectively cut the damage by like, I don't know, like 3/4 or something compared to what it was. So it ain't doing 20 million against the Uber boss anymore. Because I wasn't aware of this change. It was back in 3.24, but now it's not. Now it's doing just pretty good DPS. And the way I know it's pretty good is because this is what's giving me some confidence here, is that you know, the number looks like 10 million on a pinnacle boss right now with like the you know, the initial League start setup, whereas I set up the build for the same thing with Ice Nova Frostbolts with, you know, Frostbolts thing or whatever. And, you know, even pre-nerf, when we had like, you know, we used to have 4, right? So pre-nerf, the damage is similar. Pre-nerf. But it was also nerfed recently, so you can only do 2. So you can expand up to 2 Frostbolt projectiles. Not 1. This used to say 4, now it says 2. And let's see here. Oh, and as far as like the config, I don't even have anything in enemy corpse life. I have nothing written here. But it is higher than this number. This is like, so this is baseline. Corpses have 100% life. Corpses in maps have all kinds of life modifiers. Some of them have like 40% more life. Some of them have like 100% more life. It's randomized depending on the area. And so we're just going to be raising random corpses in the area, basically. And this does consider gem level 80. I believe this number is automatically for area level 80, rather, by default. But it doesn't take into account the randomization of the quality of the corpses that you're raising. And it also doesn't take into account these nodes here, which you can see, like, you know, this does actually increase the corpse life from Desecrate, but it's not increasing my damage. I'm quite certain. This did not increase Spectre life, but it does increase corpse life. And Desecrate's going to be used to spawn corpses, so it's, I don't know, POB's lying to me here or something. Like, it's not registering that. So at the very least, it's like 10% more damage, because that's the only copy of increased max life corpses that I have. There's apparently like almost no way to scale corpse life in this game. It's really kind of infuriating. Yeah, Unearth has the quality which helps them. Right. Exactly, yeah. I do want to use Unearth later on. Well, I'm going to figure it out. I'll figure it out. There will be a way. Right now, the best thing that we got in our head is Asena's Mark, which has a internal cooldown of 0.3, but I don't really want to cast or attack more than once a second. I could probably stomach attacking. Well, I mean, single target out boss, I could do it. I could probably attack up to twice a second. And I could throw in multiple projectile support, so that would be 10 very strong corpses every second. But that's not even going to come close to feeding the rate for Detonate Dead of chaining. I suppose I could switch to regular Detonate Dead, not of chaining. We could do that, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that... It's like... You know, let me see how much worse this is, actually. That ain't that much worse. So the regular Detonate Dead has a chance to detonate additional corpse. And here's the thing, if I was using Ashes of a Star, this would be 50 quality. So it would be 37% chance to detonate additional corpse. Pretty strong quality. Okay, and this would, I guess, I don't know if there's another way to detonate additional corpse, but... You know, it'd be something like 5 million DPS average. The maximum wording is wonky. Recent trades from 21 gems say maximum 81. I don't know. It doesn't do anything in Path of Building when I mess with this. Voltaxic Burst. I don't know. Is that one of the better gems? I'll take a look at it after stream. So... Like, we could set the build up to do just regular Detonate Dead, and I could spend 4 points on multi-shot, which would give Unearth 2 projectiles. And then I could easily run Empower. I could maybe even run Empower and Enhance in there, actually. But probably not. Also, you can get Unveil +2, and then Craft +1 prog shims. Yeah, that's on a rare, though. Like, I need either a Cenith or a Cenith Mark or Kitava's Thirst. It's going to have to be one of those 2 helmets. Or the body armor. Detonate Dead can cascade, so ×3. What? Last I checked, it couldn't cascade. Wait, really? It can cascade? Huh. Oh, okay. Well, all right. So I would lose a support gem. That's interesting. Wait, that would make my main... it wouldn't support Rain of Arrows, though. That would make my Rain of Arrows cost less. Which is a problem here. So, it costs 15 here. Let me see what... If we go... you guys are really getting into this build, I see. You guys just for fun helping, or are you all actually interested in playing this build? Alright, so let's add like level 1 Blast Rain. No Warlord's Mark, no Life Tab. No Desecrate. Because it's cast on crit. Or you wanted me to say CoC. I see. Okay. What? Alright. Let's see. We would need Unearth. You can actually get 2123 gem with this too. I bet 2123 on Earths are crazy expensive. Except nobody plays it, so probably fine. Unearth. And then I would use Empower. And then I would use... Actually, let me just see what this is at. Oh god, I'm afraid. I'm afraid... Oh my god, it costs more than 3x, dude. It's so bad. I don't think I can possibly do this without running live tap. Which means I can't run it enhance, but obviously I want to run enhance because the freaking clip spawn laptop. How much does enhance give again? I guess it's not the end of the world if I can't run enhance, but it's pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's just 24. For some reason, I thought it was like 40. You stand up after every stream? Only if I got a Discord message from your mom. I'll read it. Ah. Critical Strike Multiplier. Hey, you should change your name to Critical Strike Dot Multiplier because that's what we're playing now. Critical Strike Dot Multiplier. We could always just get a level 5 Awakening Power. Easy mode. Easy mode. Get an extra. God, I'm like, God, what is that, like 2 mirrors or something now? Dude. Oh my god. Multi-shot, as it is only for attacks? Oh. Well, I didn't realize that. Oh shit. No! Oh, not like this. Wait, it's not gonna work for Frostbolt then. Oh, dude. No, dude. That just ruined my backup build. Is there any convenient way to get +1 prog on the Frostbolt? Can I, like, anoint it or something? Duh. There's no modifier on the bow for it, I'm sure. He's still plugging away? Yeah. Yeah, we're about to stop for the day. It's already getting late. Big video is out. There's a little bit of misinformation on it, though. I didn't realize the whole thing about the corpse life and Desecrate Gem Spectre thing was like nerfed to the ground, so the build's doing less damage than I thought, but it's okay. It's still reasonably high damage. We make tornado shot poison build. I mean, I kind of did, but I don't know if I'm sharing it. Guys, is there some way I can cast 2 frostbolts instead of 1 without wasting? Actually, maybe I don't have to use life tap for this. I don't need 5 frostbolts. Well, they do actually do damage, to be fair. Let's see. My stream freeze elemental hood. Yeah, elemental hood spectrum is like no changes. It's Gucci. Gonna be very good. If I hadn't figured out or been inspired to do a special build, I would have just played it a 3rd time. But I do kind of want to do something different because I played it twice already. The gear for it's gonna be dirt cheap too, because I don't think anybody's that interested in it. Be the best time to play Elemental Hood Spectrum ever. Warden, not Deadeye, though. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's no way to do this except use greater projectile. Alright, so right now it costs 15. 19. 13. Actually, I don't need a particularly. What about like Vine Arrow? Wait, Blast Rain doesn't get connected to Greater Volley? Well, that's actually convenient. Huh. $19. Versus 13. Six. I could make it go every other cast. I could make it do every other cast with this setup. Maybe. Oh, just volley. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we just want volley. I mean, is there any disadvantage to going greater volley? There's no disadvantage, right? More damage? It's not like, well, I mean, no, because it's still poison build. Frostbolt itself does poison too. That's why, like, the damage actually goes up for real. Because there's so much flat damage. I don't know about Thunderbolt Windburst support. I got no idea about it. It's too out there to like try to make a league start guide or video about it. It has to. It's the kind of thing that has to be tested. All right, guys, it's time to sign out. Sign out of here. We got a little bit done today. Hope you enjoyed this stream. My POB is already pretty updated on the video. If you guys see the video. So yeah. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. Next on the agenda is I got to make a video for Elemental Hidden Spectrum update, just so I got a place to send people. And then basically work on the build guide. I'm going to try to come out with a professional grade build guide. I'm going to try to make it like really short. Anyway, yeah, this is where we're at. It looks like Detonate Dead's sitting okay. Biggest concerns right now aren't the league start. It's actually like how to scale it further. And then this little hiccup here on the like the backup build. It's maybe needs a little bit of help. Maybe I can proc it so fast it'll like chain anyway off of itself. That'd be massive cope. Alright guys. See you later. Enjoy King Konger's stream on YouTube. I'll catch you next time. Look out for more videos on YouTube.